Hi guys, it's Grizz. We're back again. On the last episode of the Hayabusa build series, I said that I would maybe skip some of the work and just kind of get it done and give you a start up, and then I'll be off for a ride. I might show you the brake calipers and how I do those. Now, as tempting as that is as much as I've put a lot of time into this build series and done my utmost to kind of bring you kind of more or less every step. I felt a bit guilty actually for doing some of the work that I'd done, but I know you'll all understand. But with that in mind, I've decided I'm gonna do a few more extra little videos just to bring this series to a proper end, rather than me just going, I'm bored now, I want to go for a ride. But I'm not bored, but I do want to go for a ride, and I want it to be on Bertha. So yeah, I thought I'd do a few more little vids. I've got to sort out this rear brake, the rear seat. Flipping it. See this here? There's a slight scratch on it. Now, when GB Moto sent it out to me, I said to them there was a bit of a scratch on the seat panel. They said, send it straight back, we'll send a replacement out to you. I said, leave it with me, I'm going to see if I can repair it. So let me see if I can repair it. Hopefully I can, because I want to get it back on the bike and go out for a ride. Now, with the seat panel, I need to sort that out. I'm going to use a little bit of wet and dry sandpaper, some super coarse stuff. GB Moto advised, hold on a sec, GB Moto advised I used 1500 paper, so I'm going to give it a go with 1500, see how I get on with that. They recommended also using a bit of T-cut. I don't have any T-cut, I've run out, so I'm using a bit of turtle wax, so a bit of turtling is going to go on. I've also a bit more prepping of the other panels to go back on the seat. These panels are obviously the standard ones with the indicators in. Yeah, they are. That one's not so bad, but the other one, yeah, that one needs is being scuffed a bit by people's boots getting on and off it over the years. Previous owners, not me, I would never do that. So I'm going to have a go at trying to lose some of these as well before I put it on. Or put those on, should I say. I've also got the rear brake light, that's got to go back on, and the two rear indicators. There is another one there. So what have I done since the last one? Not a lot. Let me just show you as it is now. Right, so what's happened, sprocket cover is back on. Obviously I showed you the chain and sprockets. I've still got to get the final rest in place for the foot rests. Not much has really changed actually. Wiring is all kind of in place. There was a few little kind of suspect things going on here with the wiring, just kind of taped up with masking tape. I'm a bit afraid to undo that. There is still the power commander. It's there. I've still got to put the power commander on. Forgot all about the power commander. Got the carbon fibre on the front. Let me show you properly. It's been on quite a while actually, but the carbon fibre front is on, but I need to obviously put all the indicators and the headlight in that. You've seen all the mud guard and stuff. Still got to do the back brakes, still got to do the front brakes. It's got coolant in it. I need to double check the oil and bleed out all the brakes, but before I do any of that, I'm going to move on to this bodywork because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get the bike ready to start, and then I'm just going to want to go. So I'm going to get this bodywork done first. So now join me while I try to lose these scratches. You see that? And yeah, hopefully we can lose that nicely. I must say about these carbon fibre panels, they are very well built. They're very strong. They're certainly not flimsy. Yeah, they're going to look nice. I think they could do with a little bit of a polish, but on from that, very good, I would say, minus the scratch. But they were very happy to sort that out. I think it's going to look very mean when all this carbon fibre is on the bike. and yeah, we can do some mean carbon fibre photo shoot, some videos and stuff, and go out for lots of rides. Anyway, oh yeah, the exhaust is on as well. Haven't really got much room to show you that, but yeah, anyway, enough of that, enough talking. Let's get on and sort out the wonderful carbon fibre rear seat panels. Right, so first things first, I've just got a clean bit of rag. I'm just going to wipe down over this. Nothing really on the rag at all. Well, there isn't. And got the 1500 wet and dry. But I'm going to start off just with a little bit of turtle wax. You should be using T-cut for this, but I don't have any, and I can't buy any, so let's use the old turtle. I could buy some, but Grizz is being too tight. Anyway, so let's have a little go and see what happens with just a bit of wax. Can I lose it? How much work is it going to need other than just wax? I know, I should go in circular motions. Story of my life. Round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Right, not much work really. Let's see what it looks like now. Well, actually, a lot better than it was. But I don't think I'm going to lose that by just wax alone. You can't actually see it very well now, can you? But there is still scratches there. It doesn't show up on the camera very well. Too much light maybe. Yeah, now you can see it a bit more. Yeah. So let's have a go with the old wet and dry. Okay, little bits of wet and dry. I'm just going to use it dry and just try and work on those areas alone. Fair old little bit of wet and drying going on there. Now I'm left with, I don't know how well you can see, I'm left with some couple of marks, or a few little marks there, scratches, deeper scratches. I'm just going to use a bit of the wax again and see if I can knock into this a bit more and see what it looks like when it's polished up. Right, that is wax on, wax off. As you can see, it's a bit kind of faded in that area. Let's see what it looks like now with the wax off. I think I'm going to need to basically get hold of some T-cut, but it has, apart from one little scratch, one or two little scratches left, three maybe, it's taken care of it. So I'm not going to send that back. I'm going to use that. I'm going to get some T-cut and give that bit more of a polishing up. But I think that's good. So I think I might give it a bit more polish and start putting the rest of the lights and indicators on. Yay! Woohoo! So I'm moving over all the fixtures and fittings off of this one onto the new one. And the only difficulty I've had so far is getting the seat lock back in position, because there wasn't a little notch. Can we see this? There wasn't a little notch in this circle, so I just had to make a little notch, which was actually quite easy to do with me old Swiss Army knife. So job done. Let's get it together. Right, that is the back seat all prepped up, ready to go on. All the rubbers are in place, all the fixtures and fittings, little rubber spacers, plastic spacers, so I say rubber spacers, and other bits and pieces. I've put the rear light in. That was good to do. I used a bit of Velcro right on the bottom here on the inside just to keep these panels on nicely. They do fit, but it just aids kind of stop it rubbing and stuff. Put this back on. Really, admittedly, it kind of needs to be carbon fibre, doesn't it? Doesn't really quite look right, but they're not cheap and I can't afford them right now, so this is going on. I've had a little bit of a play with the scuffing on this panel, tried to buff it out as best I could, but I need some touch up here and then to rub it down and re-lacquer it all, then I can have it looking new again. But that is ready to go, apart from, let me show you. Right, when fitting all the bracket in for the rear brake light, you've got these screws here which all fit it in place. All was going fine until I got to this one, and I tightened it up and the actual fitting sheared off. You see that? Let me put it somewhere more visible. Yeah, sheared off. Not much meat on that to kind of hold it in place, so I'm waiting for some epoxy resin to turn up, which I've got on order. A bit disappointing, I must say. Yeah, just not enough of a build up of a support around that to make it strong enough to hold. So I'll do that myself. I'm not gonna go back to the company I bought it from. I'll fix it myself and get it sorted. But on from that, it all went kind of smoothly just now to sort that one problem out, and the back end is ready to go on. Right, now I'm working on the nose cones, swapping all the bits over. Headlight, which is somewhere, it's over there actually. Headlights there, and I'm sorting out the indicators. One thing I would say about the kind of carbon fibre from GB Moto, I mean, you know, they look lovely. They are gorgeous looking fairings. I do like them very much, but some things don't exactly match up, and the guys at GB Moto did say to me that some of the carbon would require some fitting, so it needs adjustment. Now, I knew of that before I bought it, so there are some differences that you should expect if you decide to buy. Some main differences you might want to note is just the difference in fitting. Things like the indicator here, this is on the standard panel, it all goes in nice and flush all the way around, but on the carbon fibre one, when you fit it up, you have quite a sizable gap. Can I get it to show on the camera? Yeah, you've got a gap there, as you can see, this side and also up here, and the indicator kind of sits up on the top of the carbon fibre fairing. Now, if you don't, you could kind of fit it without having it sitting there on the lip here, but if you do that, let me show you from the other side. Yeah, if you don't have that up on the lip, then all you've got is the one fitting point basically. Now, I've had a bit of jiggery pokery with this and decided to turn this around. So I've used some Velcro in here just to pad it out. It kind of will stick a bit more and give it a bit more support, makes it a bit more solid, and also it'll stop it from moving around a bit as well. I guess when I think about it now, I could put, hold on, I could also put a bit of clear tape on this bit here, sorry, just on this bit here where the indicator faces down onto the carbon, just to stop it rubbing away all the lacquer. So that, I think, is a worthwhile thing to do. The difference is really, let me show you on this one, it's just not as fitted, you know, like on the standard one you've got the indicator and it's real flush with the inside. You can't see very well, it's kind of flush. Bad camera shit from Grizz. Yeah, it's flush with the inside of the fairing, and it's got 3 fitting points, 1, 2 and 3. Let me show you the carbon fibre one. Right, carbon fibre one, there's only actually 1 fitting point there. This one is completely way away from the side of the fairing. Get your finger in between there. I had thought about putting some foam in there, but you'll see it from the outside, and there's no fitting point here from the bottom. So yeah, I mean, it's secure, it's not going anywhere. I'm confident it will be secure and not fall off, but it's worth noting, it's things like that. You know, it's not, I wouldn't say, an exacting mold to the original, but it is what it is, I guess. You know, there really isn't many of these carbon fibre panels around for the Hayabusa, and as I understand it, they're all kind of made in China. So yeah, quality, I guess, could be questionable. I mean, the quality itself is great. If you really want to start picking holes in it, it looks a bit kind of liney in places when you get on a certain angle. It's not. It is what it is, basically. And with that in mind, let's get on and get this headlight unit sorted. Right, so that is all done, ready to go on the bike, all wired up, the headlight fitted up, which was good. It's what I've done also, it sits very tight on the back of the fairing here, so I used some clear tape again just to stop it kind of wearing away the carbon, because you end up with all that kind of carbon dust. I don't know if anyone's or the lacquer kind of breaking down. I also used a bit of clear tape just on the points where the indicators sit as well, just to prevent any kind of wearing, premature wear. But that's ready. I'm going to do the other panels. So now I'm working on these side panels and replacing these infill panels with some lovely carbon fibre infill panels. Now, I wouldn't really describe this as an easy job or an easy fix, and a lot of work is involved. You've got to take off all the sponging. That's not hard. All this kind of sponge is stuck onto this original part. That is easy to take off and reapply to the carbon part, no problem. But what you do have is all these little notches which line up and fit onto your main panel on the inside, like so they all kind of snap in place. Now on the carbon fibre one, they are far from kind of line up or useful really. They don't really snap on, and I've tried my utmost to kind of reshape some of these parts to make them fit better, but they still won't snap on. But it's not actually that bad. Even without these snapping onto the original fairing, you've still got a couple of securing points which pretty much brings it close up onto the part. Now, after a lot of jiggery pokery and a lot of messing around with this part, you've also got to fit this rubber onto the underside as well, which came off of here. I used a bit of Evo stick glue to do that. I fitted it up onto the fairing, put it on the bike, and I thought, okay, I'm happy with that. Let's get on and do the next one. I thought I'll pull it off and just come back to it later, fit it after I fit the nose cone. And as I pulled it off, this broke off. So yeah, that is a pain. That is the second fixing I've had broken off of this carbon fibre now. And luckily enough, I've got some epoxy resin glue to fix the problem. But I'm sorry to say that although I love the finish on these carbon fibre panels, and they will look great when in comparison to the standard panel, although I love them, they are a little bit problematic to use, difficult to line up. I was warned that they would be difficult to line up, so I knew about that. But the main disappointment I've had so far is some brittle connectors. So yeah, be warned. They are lovely, they do look great, but they are kind of a little bit problematic and take quite some time just to get that one panel sorted. But anyway, I keep on going on, keep moving, let's make some more progress, get the beast on the road. Come on, let's do it. Right, that's the other one fitted without too much drama. I got to clean up these panels, ready for going back on, and just waiting now for these to finish setting. I've used epoxy resin and yeah, repaired that fitting point and also that one there. So hopefully that will do the job. Just waiting for those to dry off and I can start putting it together. Right, I'm a few days in now of working on these fairings and trying to get all this carbon fibre fitted, and I've encountered a problem I don't think I'm going to easily overcome, although I think I will, but it's going to be a lot of work. Let me show you what the problem is. Right, so here's the problem, the nose cone. Last night I was trying to fit on the screen and this snapped off. Sits up here and yeah, it just basically, I was trying to push the screen onto the nose cone and this snapped off. Basically there's too much material, too much of this resin, which was pushing or stopping me, sorry for the shoddy camera work, stopping me from getting a proper connection between these two. Can you see what I mean? It's just, there's too much of this material for me to line up those two holes. So, and I've actually taken off some of the material and broke a bit off because I started to see if I could reuse this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna though. But anyway, I've got exactly the same problem on the other side. There's too much material here for me to get the screen up close enough to line the two holes up. Last night I was trying, maybe got a bit frustrated with it, and I managed to snap the flipping part of the screen off. So now it's a new screen time. It's going to take a week for a new screen to arrive. Luckily I managed to sell something on eBay which will cover the cost of the new screen, but this isn't good. That's not good. So far I've had that one break off. I had, that one break off. I had, as you've seen throughout this video, the one on the tail break off and one on one of the side panels, one of the fixing points break off. So anyway, these side panels are done. I've put the seat, carbon fibre seat is on. All I need to do now is fix this problem somehow, wait for a new screen to arrive, wait for a replacement braided hose to arrive, do the piston in the rear brake, fit the front brakes and the braided brake lines, and I'm ready to ride. But that is a week away at least, and I'm itching to get out for a ride. And look what's over there is the Ducati 916. That also needs some work. But at the moment, it's feeling like a hell of a lot less work than Bertha. So I'm thinking Bertha's going to have to wait for a week. And I'm going to do some work on the Ducati and get it ready for a ride, because I'm doing my nut here. I just need to go for a ride. So super frustrating times. I don't like bad-mouthing products, but it's been very disappointing working with the carbon fibre. I was expecting a lot of work to get them to fit, but I wasn't expecting problems like that. And very hard really for me to, you know, from a fitting standpoint. I did try to kind of start take down some of this screen with a sander, but it didn't really like it. It just starts kind of melting, and yeah. So anyway, that is that. Anyway, not sure what I'm going to bring you video wise next, but there will be some more videos. As I say, I just want to go out for a ride now and get a bit fed up, to be honest. Anyway, I'm not going to moan. Things are good. All is well, really. Just a bit frustrated in the garage, but nothing a ride won't sort out. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, ride safe, all of you if you're out there, and speak to you soon. Cheers.